All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for those who could make it live, and we appreciate everybody watching on the recordings or live on Facebook. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2025. I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying it. If you watched Back to the Future, we were promised flying cars and hoverboards and magical fusion technology by now. It hasn't happened. I'm very disappointed in the producers of Back to the Future, but hey, we did get other wonderful marbles like Zoom and telephones and instant coffee makers and all kinds of great stuff. So it's good. I'll take it. I'll take the marbles we have. So on today on Valentine's Day is usually about other people. I want to make it about ourselves. And I don't think there's anything selfish about that. I don't think it's wrong, but I want to talk about let's be our own Valentines today. Let's do it. Today's Valentine's Day. You got it. Oprah call it self-full. Self-full day? Is that what Oprah calls it? Self-full day? Just instead of being selfish. Oh, instead of being selfish, you were being self-full. There you go. Because you are not being selfish when you are your own Valentine. The fact is, if you're not taking care of yourself and if you're not loving yourself, it's real hard to help other people. And so many of us in the transformational industry, coaches, healers, speakers, authors, we all share that trauma of people pleasing and want to take care of other people. Let's take care of ourselves. Yeah, you're right, Charlie. It's not selfless. It's not selfless. It's self-full. I like that. Very good. Yeah. So let's love ourselves today on Valentine's Day. Let's be our own Valentine. And of course, my wife is my Valentine. I don't know what she's doing. She's busy doing wonderful things, I'm sure. Hi, baby. Do you want to say hi? I was going to, but I'm looking for him. Oh, okay. Love you. Yeah. So she's my Valentine, but I can be my own Valentine, honestly. And maybe I have to be my own Valentine before she can be my Valentine. Because if I'm not loving myself, it's going to be hard to express love for her. Or let it in. Oh yeah, or let it in, right? When she loves me. Yeah, if I can't love myself, it's hard to let the love in. You guys get that? Yeah. So for the last month or so, I said few month weeks. Sorry, I did the slides this morning in a hurry. We talked about lots of different goal setting ideas. And the point is to give us all lots of tools that we can use what's best for works for everyone. And today we're going to talk about self-care and how critical self-care is. Because if we're not taking care of ourselves, it becomes very hard to take care of our clients and our loved ones and the people we most care about. So let's start prioritizing ourselves. And look, I get it. I hear that and I'm like, no, I don't want, why should I prioritize myself? I get it. If you hear prioritizing yourself and you're like, no, screw that, I'm there with you. I get it. I feel it. I have the same trauma. This is why so many of us ended up in the transformational industry, right? Because we share this trauma together. We're all here together.
And on the airplane, what do they tell you? But you have to put your oxygen mask first before you do other people and help other people.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Because if you're not breathing, how can you help somebody else breathe around you? I love that. Thank you, baby. So today we're going to consider how we feel about our self-care and loving ourselves first. I put first in caps for a reason. First, love yourselves first. We're going to talk about people pleasing. Anybody else have the people pleasing trauma, the people pleasing gene? I don't think it's just me. We get it, right? Yeah. Charlie's like, oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Donna, you too. And maybe we can at least start talking about self-care goals since we've been talking about goal setting so much. So, thinking about self-care, first, what does Valentine's Day mean to you when you hear about it? Maybe you have a partner, you don't have a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. I don't judge what nobody does anymore, right? What does Valentine's Day mean to you? And when I ask these sort of questions, there's no right or wrong answers. There's only how you feel. Charlie, yes, Hallmark made billions off a made-up holiday. Hey, and I tell you what, good for Hallmark, right? They found a market and they fulfilled a demand. Good for them. Yep. And I have certainly spent lots of money over the years on flowers and cards and chocolates. right? As a good man who tries to please my ladies because I'm a people pleaser. I spent lots of money on that. I spent money yesterday at Costco on all the delicious things we're going to eat tonight for Valentine's Day dinner, right? So I don't think it's just me. Honey, have you spent money on Valentine's Day? Oh, never? Yeah. Actually, she just handed me a receipt with money she spent on Valentine's Day. So there you go. Yeah. Oh, Donna, failure. That's interesting, right? So that's an interesting emotion that comes up, failure. I know I have felt that before. I certainly feel like more of a success in this marriage, although I'm still far from perfect and will never be perfect. But in my prior marriage, I certainly had that feeling of failure.
Oh, you never beat yourself up.
Oh, yeah, my wife just pointed out I never beat myself up. Ah, sugar, thank you. Sorry, puppy. He knocked down the microphone. Come here, buddy. Come on. I know. Do you want to come up without knocking down the microphone? Come on. You can do it. Yeah, I'm always beating myself up. What a shithead I am, right? Because I want to please her. I feel like it's my job to make her happy and to please her. Now, is it my job to make her happy? I know my head. She just yelled no. She just yelled no. My head tells me no. I can't make her happy. Only she can make her happy. And only I can make me happy. But oh boy, do I feel that responsibility. Right. So I understand that feeling. Charlie, yeah, consideration throughout the year. So something, my wife and I say to us very often is happy honeymoon. We've been married for going on 10 years. It'll be 10 years this year, yeah. And we still often, when we clink glasses, I'm sure tonight when we eat our steak on the grill for Valentine's Day. Oh, what did you say? Ooh. Oh, she's pulling out wine right now to drink to go with the steak. Oh, we have my good non-alcoholic. Good. Thank you, baby. Yeah. Yeah, put that in the fridge. So yeah, I gave up alcohol a few years ago. So this is my non-alcoholic champagne. It's called Free.
We love it.
It's actually, I think it tastes better than real
Yeah.
champagne, but yeah. Yeah. So we will clink glasses tonight and eat some delicious steak off the grill, and we will say happy honeymoon, even 10 years into it. That's the commitment. There's no reason your honeymoon has to end a week after you get married. There's no reason. That's just made up bullshit. Totally made up. Now, here's the hard part that comes to me. I don't know if it's hard for you guys. This is hard for me. And if it's not hard for you, good. You've done more self-care and therapy than I have so far. You've been on site. What comes to mind when you think of self-care and prioritizing yourself? What comes to mind? I tell you what comes to mind for me are some disempowering emotions. I'm not good enough. Other people are more important. I shouldn't come first. I'm a selfish asshole. That's what comes to mind to me when I think of self-care and prioritizing myself. Maybe you guys have more empowering emotions, which is awesome. Again, maybe you've done more therapy than I have. Yeah, Donna, selfish, waste of time. Hmm. Right. We are sent here to help others. Our job is to help others. Our job is to serve. All right. So it can be very hard to do self-care. And sometimes it's as simple as like I go through a day without staying hydrated and keeping myself fed because I'm busy serving my community. Right. So I don't eat lunch, I don't drink water. And what happens at the end of the day? Am I in good shape at the end of the day if I don't eat lunch and don't drink water? Right? I'm in bad shape because I've not prioritized myself. And then the next day, I'm having a hard time serving my community. Anybody else? What do you think about self-care and prioritizing yourself? And if you have more empowering emotions, that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm getting better with that stuff. I'm definitely getting better. Yeah, Donna, you want to slam through and get it all done. I get it. Hmm. Totally. Charlie. Good. Yeah, taking care of your own needs, being authentic. I like that. Ooh, not gaslighting yourself. I'd never heard of it phrased that way, Charlie. That's great. Not gaslighting yourself, not bypassing yourself. I get that. I like that. Oof, here's another one that really hits me. This one makes my chest hurt. All right, I'm just gonna be honest. I am nothing if not authentic and honest with you folks, right? What comes to mind when you think about loving all of yourself? Baby, do I love all of myself? Yeah, she's laughing because I don't. I should, I need to, I'm working on it, right? This is the one that hits my chest, so I got my hand on my heart. This one makes my chest hurt. Literally makes my chest hurt. I'm not having a heart attack. It's hormones, it's anxiety, right? What comes to mind when you think about loving all of yourself? And I say all in caps because I mean all of it. All of it. All the shitty shit.
Even that worthless, lazy piece of me
Yeah.
that has been.
Oh boy, she's my wife, you guys know she's a therapist. She's poking at me right now. She's poking those emotional points.
I was just showing this.
Oh, you were showing yourself. Oh, there you go. Because we both have it. Yeah. See, my wife and I, she has, yeah. My wife and I both have the thing about, okay, I can love the great parts of me, but I'm not going to love the worthless, lazy asshole part of me, right? And we all have the worthless, lazy asshole part, but you got to love that part too. That part is just trying to protect you. Charlie, hard one, you're working on it. Donna, you're working on it. The good with the bad. Yeah. And I'm trying to reframe into there is no good and bad part of me. There's only me, right? There's only me, and I am what I am for whatever reason. And the worthless, lazy piece of shit part of me deserves love just as much as the hard-working part of me does. He's doing, that's what my wife said. He's doing the best he can. It's the little boy inside of me, or for some of you, the little girl inside of you, or even for me, the little girl inside of me, because I got feminine and masculine too, right? It's the little kid inside of me doing the best they can. And does a little kid deserve love, even if they're not perfect? Does a 4-year-old kid who's making mistakes deserve love? Right? In fact, what happened to so many of us that we have a hard time loving that quote unquote negative part of ourselves? It's because the 4-year-old was not loved for the quote unquote negative part when they made mistakes, or at least they didn't feel with it. Donna, yes, always. Charlie, yeah, loving your shadow self. Absolutely. The shadows, because that's you too. That's you, Charlie. That's you. Yeah, it was formed very early in life, 2, 3, 4 years old. And that little kid needs love too. So it's okay. It's okay if when we ask this question, it hurts your chest, hurts your arms, hurts your leg, whatever part of you, right? Maybe you feel it different, right? I feel it in my sternum and my chest. Other people feel it in different places. It's all right. All right. Do you all have the people pleasing gene? Or maybe we want to rephrase it as the people pleasing trauma? I do. I got the people pleasing gene or the people pleasing trauma or both. Yeah. Trauma bond. I love that. Donna, I love that. Like the bitch in you because she gets shit done. There you go, Donna. Love the bitch in you. Yeah. Donna, the bitch in you is a badass. She's a badass who gets shit done. I love that, Donna. So I'm gonna have to start loving the dick in me, right? The dick in me is the badass who gets shit done. We can do that. Yeah, I think a lot of us in this industry have that people pleasing gene or people pleasing trauma, whatever you want to call it. This is why we come together. It's how we all ended up together, honestly. It's one of the main things we all have in common. So let's think a little bit about people pleasing. Very common. Oh, Donna, yeah. It helps us stay safe as kids, right? The people pleasing helps you feel safe. If you do what mommy and daddy want, you don't get yelled at, right? Very common with coaches, healers, and transformational leaders. As we all know, a lot of you watching this know that. We get it. It's no surprise to any of us here. And it gets in the way of our self-love and our self-care. And by extension, our ability to make the difference we want to make in people's lives. So let's talk about just a few things we can do to overcome this people pleasing. And some of this you'll agree with or not agree with, some of it you'll like or not like. That's okay. First, it's not important that everybody likes you. It's just not, right? This one took me a long time to understand. I list this one as the first step because I think it is the first step. And I was probably 40 years old before I even reached this first step. Donna, I get it. It's tough. It's okay. I'm telling you, you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. I'm telling you, it's not important that everybody likes you. The simple fact is, you can't please everyone all the time. That's just true. You can't please everyone all the time. And so why even try to do that? It's not possible to please because everything you do to please one person is not going to please somebody else. There's going to be somebody who doesn't like it. You can't please everyone all the time, so don't even try. And here's the other thing, if people don't like you, that's their problem, not yours. And it doesn't mean they're bad people. You're not a bad person, they're not a bad person. It just means they don't like you. So what? They don't like you. And it's going to say more about them and their trauma and their emotional needs and their need for healing and therapy. Charlie, yeah, we have a hard time with, I still have a hard time with it too. I get it. And yeah, if you're not, yeah, if you try, you're not being authentic. Because then you're not liking yourself. Your validation, and this follows right from it, needs to be internal. Your validation needs to be internal, coming from you. Follows right from the whole notion of it's not important that everybody else likes you and validates you. Don't rely upon external validation from other people because external validation is fleeting. They can give it, take it away, give it, take it away, give it, take it away. External validation is fleeting. It comes and goes, and you have no control over it at all. Even if you're trying to please people, you have no real control over the external validation. It will come and go and come and go. But your internal validation can be eternal. Validating that your feelings are okay, the way you feel is okay, there's nothing wrong with you, you're doing your best, you are worthy of love. That's internal validation. That can be eternal. I'm not saying it's easy, right? These things are not easy. If this was all easy, we'd all be doing it and we wouldn't be on this webinar. These things are hard and that's okay. We just need some reminders. Try saying no. When's the last time you said no? Hey, honey, the answer is no. Yeah, she laughed at me. Yeah, there you go. I don't say no to her. I can say no to other people. It's okay if you have a hard time saying no. Don't feel bad, right? We're people pleasers. That's why we're here. Don't feel bad. It's okay if you have a hard time saying no. Don't worry about it. Saying no sets a boundary. And here's the ironic thing, by saying no, you are able to say yes to other things. Because the reality is you can't say yes to everything. So by saying no to some things, you're setting a boundary so you can say yes to other things you need to say yes to. Does that make sense? Donna, yeah, it is hard to say no. People don't like it when you say no, do they, Donna? They don't like it. They don't like it. Yeah, see, Charlie, even saying no to salespeople, it's hard to say no. People get upset. They don't like it. That's okay. They don't have to like it. It's not your job to make sure they like your answer. Take that deep breath and say no. Practice saying no. No, 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 no. Right? Sometimes we do meditations where we say yes, 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 yes to everything the universe wants to bring in. You can also do sort of a similar meditation where you're saying no, 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 no to the things the universe wants to impose upon you that are not in alignment. So set that boundary, say no, so that you can say yes to something else. And here's where I often catch clients, and I'm better about catching other people saying this stuff than I am about catching myself. I say disempowering things all the time, but I don't hear it because I'm the one saying it, right? When my clients say it, I hear it loud and clear, like it's shouting in my ear. So my client will say, well, my client, my client or my son or my daughter or my sister said that I have to do this. And so I'm like, well, so I have to go help them. And I said, what do you mean you have to help them? What do you mean you have to? Is somebody going to die if you don't do it? Well, no, nobody's going to die. Well, then you don't have to. You don't have to. If nobody's going to die, you don't have to. And even if somebody is going to die, you still don't have to. You could still choose and let them die, right? It's still your choice. But I don't like to go that far. So I tend to cut it off at if nobody's going to die, you don't have to. You just don't. No, of course nobody's going to die if I don't help my sister grocery shop. Well, then you don't have to help your sister grocery shop. She's not going to die. You don't have to. You could not do it. Oh boy, here comes the therapist. She's going to get me now. All right.
As if it's a bad thing.
I know. It's all good stuff.
Well, and so this is a way of taking your power back, right? When you say, I choose to go to work because I want the money and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't have to go to work on Monday. I don't have to do this job. I don't have to do whatever family obligation thing that you think you have. You don't have to, but you can choose to. You can also choose to set certain boundaries on it. But I would rather go to a job and be able to pay for rent and food. So then, yeah, okay, I'm choosing to, and I'm taking my power back because I know this is a choice. And if I want to choose to find a different job or limit my time with certain family members,
Yeah.
it takes the power back in what you're choosing.
Yeah.
So anyway.
There you go. Yeah. So it's not I have to, it's choose to. Because even if it's a W-2 job, people are like, oh shoot, I have to go to work. I have to get out of the house right now because I have to go. You don't have to go to work today. You could not. And maybe you'll get fired. And maybe you're okay with that consequence, and maybe you're not, but that's your choice. Or even something, we don't have W-2 jobs, but I could be like, well, I have to see these clients today. I don't have to see these clients today. I could reschedule tomorrow.
No, and every time you say have to, it's disempowering yourself. It's playing the victim. It's, there's lots of ways of wording it.
Yeah.
But making sure that if you want to be the most powerful in command of your own life and sovereign of your own life, you have to be able to be like, no, I'm doing it for these reasons.
Yeah.
And that was one thing I liked about our relationship is we had the choose again.
To choose again. So the inside of our wedding rings, I can't even get mine off now. It's probably good. I'll leave it on. Doesn't even, it's so tight now. So the inside of our wedding rings are carved with the phrase choose again. And when we bought the rings, the lady at the jewelry store was like,
She was so cute.
she was like, what's wrong with you? Why would you say choose again? Don't you choose each other? And we were like, but we do choose each other. We choose each other again every
Every
day.
day.
I don't have to stay married to Heather today. I don't have to. She doesn't have to stay married to me today. We are choosing to stay married today. We are choosing again today. And tomorrow we can make another choice.
So we don't have to wait around for Valentine's Day to do special things or whatever. It's a good excuse.
It's a good excuse, but we often go to the movies or out to dinner or whatnot, right? So tomorrow we don't have to choose each other. Now, as of now, I expect I will choose her again tomorrow, but I get to make that choice again tomorrow. And she gets to make that choice again tomorrow.
And by renewing it every day in your head, by keeping it conscious and staying aware, it doesn't fade into the background. It's like, oh, well, how will I let the other person know how I'm choosing them?
Mm-hmm.
How will I initiate and show that commitment and that love on a daily basis?
Yeah. I love you.
I love you.
Right? So you're making a choice. So even in things like marriage, you think, well, I'm married, I have to stay. You don't have to stay married. You could choose to stay married. And we do keep choosing to stay married every day. Right? Just like I choose to serve my clients every day.
Some comments.
Oh, I don't have my mouse. I gotta use this thing. Yeah. Yeah, choosing every day.
Mm.
Charlie, words matter.
Yeah,
Yeah, the words
absolutely.
matter, right? You put yourself in a fence. When you say I have to, you've put yourself in a little tiny prison today. When you say I choose to go to work, you're not in a prison, you're free. Absolutely. Donna, understanding you have a choice took you a long time, right? There's still choices. You're right, Donna. Even if the choices seem shitty, sometimes the choices be some between something bad and something really bad, but it's still your choice and your power.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's where also the goals come in looking ahead. Like, okay, if I'm unhappy with both of these choices that are on my plate right now,
Mm-hmm.
how do I add another choice through thinking ahead, making other choices that maybe give me more options?
Yeah. So that a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, these are not the only choices on my plate. I have new choices on my plate through daily action. I love it. Love it. Yeah, Donna, add another choice. Add another choice, Donna. And I'm not saying you have to add another choice today. Again, like we said, that can take some planning. Maybe you have to plan ahead a week or a month or a year. You can plan ahead to add new choices into the pile, right? So that your choice is not, do I go to the crappy job today or stay home? You're going to have new choices added into that. Or do I serve this client I don't like or not serve them or whatever it might be? Charlie, yeah, reframe your perception of the choices because they are choices. Here, even the fact is, like when I went back to the whole, is somebody going to die? So if you're walking down a dark alley and some nasty dude puts a gun to your head and says, "Give me all your money or I'm going to blow your brains out." You're like, "Well, I have no choice." No, you do have a choice. You could let him blow your brains out. That's your choice. And I'm the sort of person who might be like, fuck it, blow my brains out, dude. I'm not complying with you, right? Except I don't want to leave my beautiful wife without me. If I were single, I'd be like, screw it. I'm not afraid of death. Death is just the next stage, whatever.
Well, or a
Right?
different choice could be, well, obviously this person got this desperate to need it, and the
Yeah.
money means more to them than it does to me.
Oh, it
So here.
does. And I don't carry money around anyway. I carry credit cards that I can cancel 10 minutes later, right? So, but even if I had cash, I'd be like, fine, you know,
Yeah.
take a few $100 in cash, whatever. I mean, obviously you're having a hard time, buddy. You always have a choice. There's always a choice, and there will be consequences to those choices, and that's okay.
Mhm.
Accept the consequences. Charlie, call his bluff. Especially, that's what I never get, Charlie. We watch, when you see movies or videos or even like real crime things or whatever, where like somebody comes up to you in the Starbucks and they're like with the gun, like, follow me outside. I'm like, no, you're gonna have to murder me right here in the Starbucks. Do it. Murder me in front of everybody and get the death penalty. Go for it, buddy.
Hmm.
I don't think you're gonna.
And if you do, you do.
And if you do, you
It's the
do,
risk
whatever.
he's willing to take.
If you do, you do. Look, we all die, right? There have been 100 billion human beings have lived, and 92 billion of them are dead, have already gone through that process. We're all going to go through that process. It happens.
Yep.
And then, like I just said, accept the consequences. Say no, make a choice, accept the consequences. That's okay. There will be consequences, right? So if you're like, I have to go to work today, you don't have to. You could choose not to. And if you choose not to, there will be consequences. That's all right. You're going into it with your eyes open. There will be consequences. Donna, it's hard. Yeah. Sometimes it seems the have to is cemented in, right? Because it's from when we're kids. What happens, Donna? Our parents say you have to.
Yep.
Your pastor says you have to. Your Sunday school teacher says you have to. Your elementary school teacher says you have to. Your babysitter says you have to. Everybody says you have to.
Yeah.
Tom, I love it. Happy robbers don't shoot. There you go, Tom. Good job. Very good. Yeah.
That's the whole, whole other riff that we could go on is the disempowerment of individuals in our societies, in our
Mm-hmm.
religions, and how they have systematically taken away our power and gotten us used to just drifting and accepting what they give us
Mm-hmm.
day after day, year after year. Well, this is just how it is. I have to pay my taxes. I have to do this. I have to go to a job. I have to, have to,
Mm-hmm.
have to. And we just get used to those stories because that's what our parents did and their parents, and you just do what you
Yeah.
have to do.
And that's all it is story, right? The government, your schools, your job, your family, what do they all say? You have to. You don't have to. You could choose not to. Charlie, you're right. The cat sitter says you have. That's what happens with our kitties. I tell the kitty, you have to get off the counter, and she's like, yeah, I don't have to.
Or
Yeah, or
with
yeah,
their tail.
then she'll start dancing her tail and say, "Hi, Daddy, I love you." Yeah, no, I don't have to. Yeah, they know how to work this. Who's the softie in the house? Yeah,
You know who the
I
softie
know it's
is.
me, and the girl kitties know how to work it. Yeah.
They don't try with me. They love me, but they don't try. They know better.
So there are going to be consequences, and that's okay. Go into it with your eyes open on the consequences, even if it's something as simple as the dude in the alley is going to blow your brains out. Well, I say no, blow my brains out. Well, that's the consequence. That's still your choice. That's still you taking back your power. Now, I would probably say I don't want to have my brains blown out because my beautiful wife relies on me and my kitties and doggy rely on me. Again, like I said, if I were single on my own, I'd be like, whatever. But, I have people I care about. There are consequences. And some folks are not going to like you and they're not going to want to be your friend. Okay. And what? I have very close blood relatives who want nothing to do with me because I said no. That's the consequence. And I knew that might be the consequence, and I've accepted that. But I had to say no, and I had to set my boundaries, and I had to get the toxicity out of my life.
Well, and that's another thing. When you start setting boundaries, those people in your life expected you not to set boundaries.
Yeah, because for years you didn't.
And so when all of a sudden you start doing it, it's like, wait, I'm not going to get my way anymore.
Right. I've been pushing you around for years, and now I don't get to do that anymore. What the hell?
They're just not going to like it. And so that's part of it is knowing that as you go into it. And, you can always make the boundaries and start getting more and more comfortable. It's just they're going to push back. And sometimes they'll push back real hard.
Yeah. Charlie, I love that. You don't want to be liked for someone you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they can't like you for who you are, then maybe it wasn't real in the first place. right?
Well,
Which
that's
is
what you
a
had to come to
that's
terms
what
with.
I come to terms with, and it's hard to come to terms with it. Oh, wait, they didn't like me for me.
Right. Sometimes they liked you for what you could do for them or
They
whatever.
liked me for what I could pretend to be, you name it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need them to like you. And in fact, Heather and I have redefined family to mean common values instead of common blood
Yeah.
because we have set so many boundaries with family, and they didn't like that at all. They got very mad when we set boundaries with family. So now our family is common values instead of common blood. Common blood is just chance, it's just DNA. Common values is not chance, it's a choice.
Well, those are the people we want to hang out with because we have like-minded, even if there are some differences, we can learn from each other, but there's this common level of respect and caring and
Hmm.
trust that, hey, you're doing this in good faith.
Yeah, yeah. It's a choice. So our new family, we choose to be with them and they choose to be with us. None of us have to be with each other. There's no obligation.
Well, and even putting these things out there on YouTube or whatever, it's a way of reaching out and bringing more people in.
Hmm.
Hey, you like what we're saying? Do you want to be part of our community? Engage in these kind of conversations.
Yep. Stop apologizing.
But I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
But I'm
But
sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm more sorry.
No, I'm more sorry. Yeah, right. Stop apologizing.
I
You didn't do anything wrong.
did everything wrong.
No, I did everything wrong. See, you see how it goes. We are joking, but at the same time, this is even the conversation we have, right?
Because we're both people
Yeah,
pleasers.
no, I suck. No, I suck. No, I suck. No, I suck more. I'm the worst, right?
You're gonna leave me.
So do you find yourself apologizing? Yeah. Donna, I love that. Building common values, not common blood.
Mm.
Yeah, and again, the words I'm not a sorry person, or yeah, I love that. I'm not a sorry person. I'm not sorry. Because why? I didn't do anything wrong. You asked me to do something. I didn't want to do it. That's okay. I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You did nothing wrong. So don't apologize when you did nothing wrong. And then start to, oh, there you go, Charlie. You can apologize, but your essence isn't sorry. I get that. And
Mm.
maybe it depends on how you phrase the apology, right? Maybe it's a very neutral sort of apology. If it's a very deep apology, it may feel inauthentic to you when you're making it because you really didn't do anything wrong. Oh, Donna, yeah, it is uncomfortable. You're leaving a silence, right? Because you're right. They expected you to apologize, right? Because they expect you to do what they ask, and then they expect you to apologize if you say no.
Well, especially if they set it up with guilt, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
guilt plays into the people pleasing. Guilt and blame and shame and they're all these distant cousins that try to manipulate you into
Yeah.
feeling like crap
You
and
guys ever had religion or family make you feel guilty for not,
right.
yeah, as though it's your fault
Mhm.
that they didn't get done what they wanted to get done, and now they need your help doing it because their crisis is now your crisis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Donna, oh yeah, the guilt, right? Boy, do they love that. And let's do here, let's say something, Harvard. Have you guilted other people? Maybe not consciously, but if you think about it, have you tried to make others feel guilty for not people pleasing you? I have. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it.
Mhm.
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm working on it, but I've done it.
Well, and the nice thing is having safe relationships in your life and be like, did you just try to guilt me about that, baby?
Yeah, what the hell? I'd be like, oh shit. Oops.
Got it.
Yeah, I've tried to guilt people. We
I don't
probably
hear you do it nearly at all.
No, I've done a lot of work and,
Yeah.
but we probably all done it at some point, tried to guilt other people. I know I tried to guilt my ex-wife and she tried to guilt me
If it
because that was the fun little spiral of death that she and I had going, right? This is why we're now exes. So we tried to do it and it's okay. And you know what? You can forgive yourself for that. That was just your anxiety trying to protect you
trying to meet a need.
and trying to meet a need. Yeah. And you can work on it and you can be better. And you don't have to be perfect today or tomorrow or ever, but you can work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds familiar. Oh, yeah. Charlie, right? When somebody gets sick almost from the guilt we impose on them, right? Yeah. Yeah. And it's easier to see it. Yeah. Donna, that's a great admission, right?
Mm.
And I'm glad they called you out for it, right? You're probably a better person for that.
Well, and the fact that your kids even are aware,
Hmm.
I mean, and could actually felt comfortable enough to say that. That's
Hmm.
a beautiful relationship you have with them.
Yeah.
So when people are feeling brave enough to say it, because it's scary to say that kind of stuff. It's scary to set boundaries. It's scary to call people out. If it's not a healthy relationship, it gets really scary
Hmm.
because it could end the relationship.
So scary. So scary. And why is it scary? Because we want love so bad, right? So what is my worst fear in the world is that she won't love me anymore.
Before me, it was mommy, daddy,
Mommy,
brother, whoever,
daddy,
friends.
whoever, friends, my ex, whatever, right? That's still my biggest fear. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of getting maimed. I'm not afraid of what my single biggest fear in life is that she won't love me. Now, that's not healthy, but I can say that out loud that that's not healthy, right? Because what does that lead to? It leads to me wanting to please her.
Well, and so much of this comes back to awareness,
Yeah.
and so being able to talk about it, being able to find support, and just getting it off our chest. Oh, I just noticed that little trigger inside of me. I was afraid you weren't going to love me
I
if I
know,
said
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
My wife isn't going to love me if I say how I feel today. Right. Except I know in my head she will still love me if I say how I feel today.
Right. And so it's making it all what one of those AA sayings is we're only as sick as our secrets. Well, you can even take
Mhm.
that to what am I keeping secret from myself? What is in the shadows? What's in the unconscious parts of myself, the subconscious that I don't even want to admit to myself? And the more we can bring those up to the light and share them, and do you see this thing here? Will you still love me even if I show you this thing
Yes,
here?
honey, here.
I'll hold it too.
Yeah, this,
Play with it.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So sharing this with a safe person and then bringing more and more safe people into your life
Hmm.
that you can just be authentic and not keep so much of yourself in the shadows, not keep those secrets so that you get sick.
Yeah. Yep. Donna,
Oh.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Oh, Charlie, I love it. Tomorrow's workshop, right? People feel that around taxes all the
Mm.
time. In fact, I've been noticing an interesting connection between people who have anxiety around taxes are starting to use AI as their tax advisor. Don't, don't. Right. And why are they doing that? Because they don't want to talk to me about it because they
Mhm.
feel anxiety but they don't feel anxiety talking to the AI. And I'm having to tell people if you want to use the AI, that's fine.
It's a great tool in
Yeah,
some areas. It really can be.
but I will still be here to help you when the AI gets you in trouble with the IRS. Right?
Uh,
I'm still going to be here.
because
I'm still going to help you. It's okay.
relying on something like that, because anything that's done in a shameful, secretive,
Mm-hmm.
whatever negative feeling way is going to have that kind of result.
Yeah.
It's going to mess you up in some way because it's kind of like the fruit of the sick tree. It's going to make you sick. If you rely on AI because you were afraid to talk to the nice tax guy who is nothing but kind and gentle to his
Nothing. Well, nothing, but I can be an asshole if I have to, but
not.
yeah.
And you only do that when you're kind of backed up against the wall or you're fighting for one of your people.
Oh yeah, if I'm fighting for you, I'm going to be a real asshole on your behalf and you're going to love that people are sometimes surprised. They're like, I had no idea you were so mean. And I'm like, oh, I can bring that out, right? But that's what I'm fighting for you, not against you. So, I've even seen some people now using AI to write their response letters to the IRS during audits, and I'm like, oh God, oh, the auditor is not going to like that at all. This is not going to go well for you. And I'm like, or you can hire me to sit down and have lunch with the auditor and just resolve it right there, and we'll be done. Yeah,
Well, those auditors,
I know. Yeah. Well, I
we might
prefer
have to
dealing
wait
with
till
the
the
lawyers.
attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because the attorney actually has to get in front of a judge and justify why they're not allowing certain things.
Yeah, Donna, it doesn't think. You're right, Donna. It doesn't think. It doesn't have experience. It doesn't know anything. And
Mm.
it can feel, yeah, I use it for brainstorming and similar things and whatnot. It's a great tool as long as you understand its limitations. But it doesn't replace doctors and lawyers, and
Therapists.
it doesn't do that. In fact, I'm not going to name them. There's a new AI app that's supposed to give you therapy that I'm fairly certain is against the law.
Well,
Yeah,
it might have been. It won't
mm,
until somebody has harm and sues the company.
yeah, somebody commits suicide and their family sues the company and suddenly they're gone. Yeah, they're shut down. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna stop apologizing. We'll get back on track. We're easy, we love to chat and get off track. Right. So we're gonna learn to not please others. We're gonna prioritize ourselves. We're gonna stop apologizing. We're gonna say no, 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 no. I'm prioritizing me today. Feel the relief. Here's the hard part, because all of that people pleasing creates stress and anxiety. It piles shit on your plate that you didn't need today. You didn't need it. And it ain't even your shit. That's the thing, right? You have enough of your own stuff to deal with. This is somebody else's stuff to deal with. And also, like I said, turn it around. Be conscious of when you're piling your crap on other people's plate. Same thing. You don't need to pile your crap on their plate, just like you don't want them piling their crap on your plate. It's all right. Let's take care of our own plates. We got our own dishwashers. You're going to feel the monkey get off your back when you stop worrying about whether they like you, whether they want to be your friend. Right? It's not your problem. It's just not your problem. Your validation comes inside from yourself, from your own brain, your own heart, your own gut, your own nervous system, your own spirit, your own source energy. Validation comes from inside, not outside.
Well, and I'm going to throw a word out here that you weren't planning on. So,
Oh, super. It's just going to trigger me, I'm sure.
no, no, no. But it is codependence.
Yeah, it definitely triggered me. Yeah, codependence.
Codependence. So, in therapy terms, I would also bring up the codependent word as the person who's kind of the glue that's keeping it all together. If you ever
Mm,
feel like you are the glue at the organization or in the
mhm.
family system, keeping it all together, you are people pleasing and you have codependent issue. And the two main people that I like to read their books on codependence, they both, Melody Beatty and Pia Melody. So the Melodies,
Mm.
two different people with Melody in their name, but they are the masters of the books on codependency. Codependency No More. One of them even had a workbook on how to get to the depths of your codependency in childhood and all of that stuff. Don't start from scratch. Go to the people who've really done this work back in the 80s and 90s, and they just did it so well. So if you ever are in the market for looking for a codependency book, look for a Melody.
We're definitely not codependent.
No, and I don't have
Absolutely.
those books.
No, we're definitely not. No codependent tendencies in either of us whatsoever, for sure.
Well, and if we ever
Mhm.
wanted to kind of do a group with some of those workbook things, we could certainly do that because they're really good. If people are finding this helpful and want to do a deeper dive in codependency and people pleasing, we can certainly do that.
Yep.
Oh, on your
Yep.
bookshelf, Sarah, good
Charlie's
job.
got that one. Yeah. It's yep, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Codependency
you
no
too,
more.
Donna. Yep. Yep.
See?
I definitely don't want to read those books because I don't have a codependency problem. I don't need it. I don't need to read that at all. I'm good.
Good job, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely dealing with my issues, as you can see. All
It's
right.
so hard being married to a therapist, isn't it, baby?
It's pretty great. Yeah. But everything's okay. That's the whole thing.
Mm,
Everything's okay. Right? Everything's okay.
mm.
Do your pendulums, do your tapping, go for a walk, do your yoga,
Deep breathing.
deep breathing, whatever you do. We all have different ways. I use a combination of things. I use all of it. I use the hand on the heart, I use the breathing, I use walking, pendulums, tapping,
And you
right?
use a puppy.
And I have a puppy and kitty cats. I miss the kitties because we're not with them right now. Yeah, but so everything's okay.
Puppy.
Yes, Donna,
Yes.
I get the free therapy and she gets the free legal help. So every everything works out fine. Everything works out fine. It's the ultimate barter arrangement. Yeah, Charlie, see finances. We have something we're avoiding on.
Mhm.
It's normal. Probably multiple things. I get it. Everything's good. All right, so start to think about some self-care goals because the last 4 or 5 weeks we've been talking about goal setting. So in today's context, be your own Valentine. Love yourself, take care of yourself. Make today about yourself. So can you just set a goal of saying no? Can you literally just set a goal of saying no once today to somebody on something? Even as just as practice. No. Yeah, that was a bad idea. I'll say no to her. Find somebody else to say no to.
No to sugar, honey.
Oh, I can say no to sugar. I can say no to other people. Yeah. Mhm. Maybe we just commit to saying no once a day. Even if it's something you don't mind doing, but it will be fine if it's put off till tomorrow or the next day. Maybe just say no today. Sorry, I can't do it today. Just practice saying no. It's okay. There you go, Donna. Yeah, see, saying no to the webinar. Yeah, you could have said no to this webinar. That's fine. Would not have hurt my feelings whatsoever. It's totally okay. And don't we get lots of offers for those, right? And there's lots I would like to attend. They're interesting. They're
Yeah.
people I care about. I want to support them.
Yeah, there was actually one yesterday during our doctor's appointments that I missed out on.
There was, yeah, but we got the doctor's appointment, so it's okay.
That was more important. And so much of it, especially with goals, is like prioritizing, right? What is the most important? Some people have called it like an absolute must list.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing, so we tend to be on each other's absolute must or always yes list, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. We also know that the other person doesn't take advantage of it, doesn't harm us in that because we've built a safe relationship.
Yeah. If I'm running a workshop tomorrow, which I am, Heather's not going to tell me I need to get off it and do something else. Oh, shit, she might.
No, I won't.
Right, but I would have to say no to that because I'm running a workshop and people paid to show up and it's my tribe and my community. And it's what we do and people rely on that. So
I'm seeing clients at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're not going to tell me, oh, you can't see
No.
clients today.
No. We'll go to the movies after.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or clean or cook or whatever, watch a movie, whatever.
Whatever.
Play with the puppy.
Mhm. So if we could just start saying no once a day, even as practice.
To the people that you would want that may be a little bit more unhealthy.
Yeah.
That maybe you're giving too much for,
Mhm.
maybe even saying no to yourself for some bad habits that you want to get better at or correct.
I want to eat chips and dip today. I'm going to say no to that.
Because the best version of you,
Hmm.
you have to love that best version
Yeah.
enough to say no to the lesser version that is just doing unhealthy things.
Yeah. And then maybe we start saying no more often. Maybe we just work up to it.
Yeah.
And what about more affirmative? Instead of not saying no, that's more of a negative self-care goal. Let's start being more affirmative. So just think of things like taking your walks. It's nice and sunny out. It's not raining, at least. So Charlie said the rain is coming because she's in the city. So I should take Sugar for a walk before then so we can get him out because he won't walk in the rain. Take a walk.
Ugh, he doesn't like potting in the rain.
Yeah. You don't have to go very far. It's okay.
Yes, your daddy said your
You know what
neighbor.
I often do? I literally take off my shoes and stand barefoot on the ground.
Mm, yeah, to ground.
I ground into Mother Earth, and I don't care if you're religious or spiritual or an atheist or whatever you want to call it.
We're all on this planet.
The point is, we're on this planet. I'm personally tend toward the atheist end of the spectrum, but even as an atheist, I recognize that this is the world that birthed me. I can ground into that world's energy. I stand barefoot on the ground. I find it hugely helpful. If I start to get too stressed out,
Spinning in your
if
head.
I'm spinning in my head, I take off my shoes and I stand barefoot on the dirt. I ground into the planet that birthed me. Do your tapping, your
Mm.
pendulum work. Well, again, we all do different. I use a combination of all that stuff, whatever works for you, right? We have little mantras we say. Yeah, there you go. Charlie's got it going on, right? Whatever works for you. These are just things you can set daily. I have reminders on my phone to connect with my source energy. It goes off 3 times a day. And when it goes off, I stop what I'm doing and I spend 5 minutes connecting with my source energy, right? I literally send it so it pops up on my, oh, it's 11:11 West Coast time. How about that? There you go. Right. So when my reminder pops up to connect with my source energy, I stop what I'm doing, just take a couple minutes and do it. That's fine. Meditations. We've been listening to some of our Michael Sandler, Paul Selig, a bunch of other folks. We have a bunch of our favorite meditation folks.
I like Carrie K.
Carrie K, you like the Carrie K. I think she talks nonsense, but everything works for different. But this is a gal who,
Well, and then I translate it, and then you go,
yeah,
oh, okay.
I understand all the words she's saying individually. I don't understand the words put together in that order. It makes no sense to me.
You like Lee Harris better.
So she's got to translate it. Yeah. So, whatever. There's going to be someone who works for you, right? Listen to the meditations. Literally just yesterday, my doctor was telling me, do more meditations, calm down. Exercise or yoga. I've been doing some low impact exercise every morning. I got myself a little app that's meant for 50 plus dudes, and it's meant for guys like me who used to be in really good shape and got out of it since COVID, and we're trying to get back in shape. And it's got a low impact way to do it. So your exercise, your yoga, make sure you do a little something. Donna, there you go. Frequencies. There you go, Donna.
Well, we even made some binaural beat and other kinds
Yeah,
of
some
for stress.
brain
So
entrainment stuff. Get your frequency going. And if you have some brain entrainments, some paraliminals, you guys heard of Paul Sheely from Minnesota who does the paraliminals? Yeah.
learning strategies.
Learning
With
strategies.
Paul
Yeah.
Sheely. Mhm.
Very useful. Spend time with a loved one, right? We don't like to spend time apart. 10 years. How many nights have we spent apart? 3 now as of this week.
Well, I don't even count this week for
We didn't
me.
hardly count it because she was driving all night. But if you want to
Well,
be
if
strict,
Please sleep. It doesn't count.
if you want to be strict about it, we spent 3 nights apart in 10 years. That's how committed we are.
We're crazy.
Or crazy. And we usually go, again, 3 in 10 years, which means we go years without spending any time apart at all. And then every now and then, circumstances, schedules, and it just works out that way. Spend time with a loved one. Maybe your loved one is a puppy or a kitty cat.
Mm.
Maybe your loved one is you. How about that? This is Valentine's Day. You're your Valentine. Maybe your loved one is you. Maybe you're going to relax with a blanket and hot cocoa and a book and watch a favorite movie. That's
Mm.
okay. Have a date with yourself today. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Have a date with yourself. Maybe your loved one is you today. Read a book. We've got nice books we can read. Nonfiction, fiction. Everybody has a different. She prefers nonfiction. I have a hard time with nonfiction. I have to read fiction that is delivering me that message metaphorically for me to get it. If I read the nonfiction, I don't get it. If I read the fiction that delivers the same message metaphorically, it works, right? So whatever you prefer. Oh, Donna, yeah, no chocolate with your loved one today. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no chocolate for our little puppy here today. That's all good. Whatever sounds good. Chamomile tea, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Cook a nice healthy meal at home today. Now we're doing a steak on the grill, which is not the most healthy meal tonight for Valentine's, but it ain't the worst either. It's nice, fresh, good quality steak. Could be a lot worse than that.
Yeah. I was hankering for some red meat.
Yeah. We haven't had red meat in a couple of weeks and we're carnivores. So yeah, got some beautiful steaks from Costco that's going on the grill tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Cook a nice healthy meal at home. We have been working on eating a lot more vegetables, kale, spinach, broccoli.
Oh, did you know that we still had foie gras here?
I saw that and I don't know if it's still good. So we will, if it is still good, we will have it tonight.
Okay.
Yes, we have foie gras, which is not healthy, but it is delicious.
Cooked in butter.
And I tell you, if you haven't had my foie gras, you haven't had foie gras. I can do it better than any restaurant you've ever been to. You eat it right off the grill. If it's not your thing, I get it. Not everybody likes it.
Not everybody likes the same thing.
That's all right. Take a nap. You know you're a grown up when a nap is not a punishment, it's now a reward.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take a nap? Take a nap. Aren't we all going through a lot of transformation right now? Is there chaos? Are we going through different universes, choosing our timelines, healing? Isn't that all happening to all of us right now? Sometimes that takes energy and you have to lie down. So lie down. I find it, I had to get to the point where I would get tired because I'm going through a spiritual transformation and I find myself just staring at the computer for an hour. Well, there's no point staring at the computer for an hour doing nothing. I might as well have lied down for that hour
And actually rested.
and rested and then come back fresh
Or get back to it the next day.
or go the next day. What have you got to do? Yeah. Take a nap. These are the sort of little things we can do. Does that make sense? Does anybody want to say for the next couple days? You guys going to do any of this stuff? What are you guys going to do? There you go, Charlie. Cocktails at the pub with your girlfriends and laugh and laugh and laugh. That's self-care. There ain't no better self-care than laughing. Mm-mm. That's the best. Second only to foie gras, maybe. But yeah, laughing is the best self-care. Yeah. Donna, it is hard to give yourself permission. We'll just do it, Donna. I know it's easier said than done.
Permission to do what? What is it you most want to do?
Yeah. Are you thinking napping, exercising, reading a book, taking time off from your business, from work, telling people no? What do you need permission to do? All of it? Donna, you have my permission. I don't know if that helps. Donna, anything you want to do. There you go, Donna. Anything you want to do. You don't even have to have plans, right? Donna, you have my permission. And Donna, on the Monday morning call, I'm going to say how to go. There you go. Yeah, and you know, speaking of our morning calls, you guys see why we do this together. Donna, I know you're on the morning calls and it sounds like you've been getting a lot of value out of it. So I'm grateful that you've been there. But this is why we do this together on a daily basis with our Empowered Business Habits community. We've been doing this once a week, open to the community. Soon the Friday calls will be open only to the subscribers.
Yeah.
And part of that, because we can't keep doing this every Friday just for us energy wise, we have other things happening. So we were doing this every morning. We're celebrating our achievements together. from the previous day, not just our achievements, but even talking about our struggles the previous day and how we can support and help one another with that. Setting our daily and weekly goals and talking about how we're progressing together. And so there's accountability, but accountability sometimes it's a bad word, like, oh, I'm going to hold you accountable. No, this is a loving accountability. This is, hey man, how did it go? How'd you do yesterday? Did you meet your goals? Did you not meet your goals? What do you need? Let's talk about it. Even if it's just energetic support, right? So we do this every morning together. And we call it empowered business habits because empowerment is a big thing, a part of what we do. It's claiming our power, taking responsibility for our happiness, our goals, loving ourselves, our own lives, and business. Because a lot of us are in mission-based businesses, or even if we're working the old job, that's okay. We're still here to make a difference, and we need daily goals. And habits is another word like accountability that became a bad word. Oh, habits. What does that mean? You're smoking, you're doing drugs, you're drinking, right? No, habits. We're going to take back the power of the word habits. We're going to talk about powerful habits and realize that it's a powerful word. If we're getting together every morning and talking about what are we going to accomplish today together on a community, what are my personal goals? What are my business goals? And let each other know so that we can support one another, that's a great habit. So this is the group that gets you from point A to point B through regular, literal daily goal setting and accountability. We're getting together every weekday morning, plus the Fridays around this time. And then it helps you think to your point C and point D and however far you want to go for it, as long as you want to stay it. So again, every weekday morning, we're celebrating successes, setting personal and professional goals for the new day together in community. And we've been loving it. It's been great to get on every morning. It gets us up in the morning, it gets us going, it gets our day started right. It gives us a reason to go to bed early. We used
We
to,
get the week off. I've been sick.
he's been sick. Yeah, it's okay, right? But we used to stay up till 1 in the morning watching movies or whatever. And now we're like, no, we're gonna you remember the old, farmer's almanac phrase, early to bed, early to rise? It turns out there was something to that. It turns out it makes a real difference if you're early to bed and early to rise. And then every Friday, we're reviewing the week, doing some more goal setting and everything together. So most of our offers are sort of one-time payments. This is our one that is the monthly subscription. So you can join anytime, you can cancel anytime. It's going to be open enrollment all year long for anybody that wants to join.
The price will change eventually.
Eventually, yeah. It's 97 a month right now. And for everybody who's been getting in early this year, they're going to get grandfathered into the early price. Eventually, there's going to be more value added, more stuff added. The price will go up. But we're building a community now with sort of our founding members who want to get grandfathered into the early price.
Well, and they may also get other discounts for other things. So you never know.
They may also. Hint, hint, hint. Yes.
So better to
For
get in
sure.
now.
Yeah. So like a lot of our stuff, people who get in early get grandfathered in and
At a price that's never available again.
yeah, we are always very loyal to
And
our
very conscious of
and
it.
very conscious. Our early adopters, who are loyal to us and take a chance on us, we are
Yes.
loyal in return to our early adopters. And so we've been doing this for the last, what, 6 weeks now? It's been awesome. We've been loving it. I think the folks who are on have been loving it. So it's a great opportunity. Um, so this is the sort of thing where you want to be there and be supportive, right? If you're not willing to be supportive of other folks, this is the wrong place for you. Of course, you wouldn't be here if you were not willing to be supportive of other folks. We don't tend to attract people to our tribe who are not supportive. But if you want to get support and give support in a loving environment, even if it's simply energetically, just being there energetically and holding space for the other people and having them holding space for you, we found it just incredibly valuable. Then this is a great opportunity. So would love for those of you who are not part of it to check it out. You can go to empoweredbusinesshabits.com. That's empoweredbusinesshabits.com. I can drop it in the chat while we're doing it. Where did my chat go? There it is. Yes, Charlie, it's 6:30 Pacific. We are, I know. It is a new thing for us. But we've been loving it. It has completely changed our lives, honestly, running
Yeah,
this.
it really
Yeah.
has. We had we also hire mentors and people, and they had an accountability group at 7 a.m. and our regular wake up time was somewhere between 9 and 10, sometimes 11 a.m. And so it was
Hmm.
like, oh, do we really want to go at
Hmm.
this time? Oh my God. And so, but we're like, we're paying for it, we're going, let's go. And just when we didn't have it for 2 weeks at Christmas, we were like
Oh,
rudderless.
we floundered. We had no idea.
What are we doing today? Blah.
And
And it's like, oh, we got to get this going and we needed to give it to our
yeah,
community.
so now we're doing it with our tribe, and people have been coming, and we have found it.
Just invaluable.
I get it, Charlie. 6:30 on the Pacific Coast is early. It's not how we do things here in the
No,
Bay Area,
nope.
but it has been literally life changing just in the last 6 weeks
And we were
running it.
consistent.
We were,
Hmm.
but we forced ourselves by saying now people are paying us to run this.
Or we paid for it when
Yeah,
we
or
first
yeah,
started
so
because
yeah,
we
we paid
started
for
it
it.
in September.
Yeah, with a different group. So we're doing it, and
Mm.
it's been good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been totally our days. I'll tell you what, for anybody that's watching.
Well, it builds confidence. Have you noticed that? Like
Oh, yeah.
commitment. Like I'm committed to this for myself and
Hmm.
for running my business. And it just, for whatever reason, it flips a switch in your brain that I matter, this matters, and this is how I demonstrate to myself that it matters. And it really sets you on the right foot
Yeah.
all day.
Our days are just, oh, Charlie, you had to get up at 2:30 for the previous job? That's no good at all. That's crazy crap. That's lunatic shit. That's just, of course, here I am. I used to run the swing shift at a manufacturing shop. So, oh, morning shows on radio. Yeah, right. Because you have it all produced and ready to go. And
Right.
yeah, yeah, I get it. I used to run the swing shift at a machine shop. I ran the 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift, and that was but that was when I was like 21 and in college and had energy and I could not sleep and be fine. So
Yeah.
that was a different era. All right, so thanks, Charlie and Donna. I saw that Tom had to go, and thanks for everybody that's been watching on Facebook and watching on YouTube. We appreciate it. We love all of you as always. Thank you so much. We will see some of you tomorrow on the tax filing workshop. So looking forward to that.
Texas.
Yay, taxes. We can do it. Yay, taxes. I know you can do it, Charlie. You can do it. We're gonna make it easy. We're gonna make it easy. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Oh, hi.